Good afternoon and welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. If you are watching us for the first time, please go ahead and subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Help us grow the platform. We truly appreciate your support. You're hearing how long we're not going to suffer. We're going to be hearing harrowing story this afternoon, and then of course we'll hear about the will there be an election? Will it be an interim government or elections? And then of course the central bank. So those are the three areas we're going to talk about on the broadcast today. So please, if you do, share it with family and friends. Let us reach as many people as possible. We're trying to grow the platform. Happy Valentine's Day, despite all the news we've had now. Bid you all a happy Valentine's Day. Help us share the broadcast to as many people as you can. We're trying to get as many people as possible to join us, so that we can at least, just get as much of the information that we would want out there. It's really important that we begin to do so. So let me just check before I proceed. I want to make sure that everything is functioning as it should, because I don't know if it is. I don't know if it isn't. Sometimes it may do, sometimes it may not. So let me just go and look at the live broadcast. So I want to know if you're getting me. If you are, please. So what we're going to do is to just try and, get everything up and running. We will try and see if we can get other things to come along as well. But you're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak to enlighten our people, to have a meaningful debate. It is difficult to put things, in ways that are not necessarily connected. So what's going on? Anyway, what I'm trying to say, in fact, is that there are a lot of things going on that is very, very difficult to and distressing, and our people are suffering every day. That's one of the reasons why we come out on Citizen AY to do the broadcast that we're doing. I appreciate that some things are not quite working as expected, so we may have to put them on hold. I'm not too sure yet. So that's what's going on. Just bear with me, please. There's something going on here. I'm just trying to make sure that it's functioning, because it doesn't seem to be running as it should. So give me a minute, please. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. A second, please. It looks like it's sometimes this thing, it's one of those days, it looks like, but we will get to it nonetheless. I'm hoping I won't have to switch it off. So I'm hoping that will deal with it. 1 second. So I think we solved that problem now. Yeah, I think that problem is solved. So just bear with me. I want to make sure that everything is working fine. It's just been a little bit tricky, but that's not a problem. We will get that sorted. So okay. So what we'll do is we will crack on, and then see how best we can do this. So welcome to Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. We will have to restream it on Facebook later on. What I want to do, of course, is to grow the platform and help us reach more people. Before we go ahead, those three topics I said: Blessing Adeniran, the mom to Whitney Adeniran, who you called, she died during the inter-house sports school, and the circumstances around which she died is not very, very clear. And unfortunately, usually the case in Nigeria, they whisk her away, and then they're trying to tell the mom, and it's just really, really bad the way the family has been treated. So what I want to do is, please, as you're watching, subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Help us grow this platform. Help us reach more people. Then we'll talk about the election or no election, and then the central bank. You know what to do. please subscribe, hit the notification button, and give us a thumbs up. Before we go ahead, this song is designed to remind us of what we need to do. And so when you get the song, you can download it on Spotify and on iTunes. So here we go.
My people, Nigeria, na slave camp we dey oh. Na so my people we don tire for the country where them dey call Nigeria. Na slave camp oh. The time don knack where we suppose stand up for our rights oh. Stand up for our rights oh. The time don knack where we suppose stand up oh for our rights oh. For self-determination. How long? Constitution. Now him then they claim close to now high oh. Make una wake up, make una wake up oh. How long? No be the solution. Now the solution, now it be the solution. Make una wake up, make una wake up. Time down knock, bagam. Be Yoruba man, you be Biafran. I want make una know say self-determination. Now your right you. How long? Gonna go this suffer? Nigeria, no be Nigeria. Ra, 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 oh.
Yes, good afternoon. Welcome to Season A, the platform where we speak truth to power. If you haven't shared it, if you can, share it to as many platforms as you can. There's a problem with sharing it on Facebook at the minute, so we'll do that another time. Everything was set to go, but it's not hitting on Facebook. We will restream it on Facebook later on. If you can share it to other platforms, I will very much appreciate your support in doing so. Go ahead and share it and let us reach as many people as possible, because what we're trying to do here is to give this to help people to really reach this important information and be able to look at at things from a different point of view. So let me just do that, and I'll share it again to other places later on. But welcome on board. We start on the sad news of Blessing Adeniran, the mom to Whitney Adeniran. Whitney, recall a few days ago, she passed away during the inter-house school sports day, and the circumstances in which she passed away is it's very much unclear, but it seems as though she went to buy ice cream, from what we're hearing, and there was some sort of electrocution that happened to her. I mean, that brings in so many questions. It's incredible. We will go into detail about that, and then we'll talk about the El Rufai talking about interim. Is there going to be an interim government or an election? And of course the central bank, who are disregarding the ruling by the courts that they should allow for the old notes. That's why we keep telling you one Nigeria is a fraud. When we say that, people just talk about that's what we mean. If the government will not comply with the decision of the courts, then what's the point of having a government? So now let us start with the top one. So here we go. It's very difficult. It's emotional. Please do bear it. You might find this very, very emotional. So we're gonna watch it, and let's listen to our story, and maybe we'll talk about it in between, and we might add 1 or 2 points in between. But let's listen. Sorry. Let me just do this. There you go.
Hello everybody, good evening. My name is Whitney Adeniran. The girl in question is my daughter. She's my first child. I will state everything that happened. I don't like trouble. I don't like wahala in my life. I'm an easygoing person. I don't like attention in my life. Oh, let me state what happened. February 9th was the day of their inter-house sports. That was the day they were meant to have their inter-house sports. Anybody who knows Chrisland knows that Chrisland has their inter-house sports at Agege Stadium. Last year, I was not able to go on time. My daughter was angry. She said, Mom, you did not even come on time. You did not even come and see me take part in the match past. And I was marching, I was looking for you. I said, I'm sorry. I didn't know the way. I didn't know how to find my way to Agege Stadium. But I promise you, next year, I will be there on time. This year,
please share.
I tried to go there as early as possible. I was there even before the program started. I met the admin officer, I met the principal, I met part of the PTA committee, I met parents there, we greeted, I sat down. Match pass started. When the match pass started, I looked. The first house matched. I didn't see my child. Second house matched. I didn't see my child. Third house matched. I didn't see my child. I said, she's in Pines, which is greenhouse. I said, maybe she's among the Queen's entourage, because I remember she mentioned that she's among the entourage of the Queen or King or something like that. Those ones matched. I didn't see her. I said, okay, maybe she's in the arts and crafts or home economics or IT or photography or something. Those ones all passed. I didn't see my child. I got worried. I called the school, her school bus driver. Mr. Said, please, was my child among those you brought to the stadium? That I have not seen her. I've been in this stadium now for going to some 30 minutes thereabouts, and I've not seen my daughter. He said, Mommy Whitney, I brought her. She's in the stadium there. Don't worry, you will see her. I quickly left to go and do some things. I said, okay, no problem. As this time, the match past was still going on, dignitaries, parents, teachers, everybody was matching the year 12 final year students. They were all matching. I didn't want to interrupt the match past because parents are opposite where children are kept. As after I finished speaking with the driver, he said he brought her. I said, okay. Maybe she got hungry and had to leave and buy something outside. Because she had breakfast before leaving the house. I made sure she had breakfast, knowing she was going for inter-house sport. And she was with money. I went to the snacks point outside. I didn't see my daughter. I said, where could this girl be? So I waited. March past was over. I crossed to the other side. On my way there, I met a man. The man said, madam, parents are not allowed at this side. I said, I know. I just want to check on my daughter. He said, okay. I went in there and I saw some students there. And I asked a boy there, please. Meanwhile, before I got to that across, a bus sped by on high speed, zoomed. And I said, how can a bus be driving like this when you know children are in the stadium? But I just said that and I went on my own. So when I saw the boy, I said, please, I'm looking for Whitney Adeniran. The boy said, a girl just fainted here. But they have taken her, the school bus has taken her to the hospital. I said, a girl fainted. Oh, may God give her quick recovery. Why did she faint now? Anyway, I'm looking for Whitney Adeniran. She's my daughter. The boy said, the girl that fell, her name is Whitney. I heard them calling Whitney when they were pouring her water. I said, Jesus. But it's not my own child. My daughter's name is Whitney Adeniran. And I brought her to my phone. The boy said, I don't know her surname, but I know her name is Whitney. I brought her to my phone and I showed the boy her picture. And he said, this is the girl that fell. Oh. I said, what? What happened to her? Why would my child fall? She hasn't done anything strenuous. She wasn't sick. She hasn't done any activity. What is going on? Why would my child faint? A man was there. The man said, Madam, Ibilo Durosi, Oshubu, Eminimodo Misilara. Meaning she was standing here. She fell. I poured water on her. I said, who took her? He said, school bus. No ambulance, no doctor, no nurse, no medical personnel, nobody. There was no emergency provision on ground in a place where you have over 500 students, in a place where you have over 100 parents, in a country where insecurity is so high. You kept our children in that field with no proper medical arrangements in case of any emergencies. When the boy said the school bus took her, I said, oh, was it my child that was in that bus that sped by? I ran out. I met a staff coming towards me. The staff said, oh, Mommy Whitney, we've been looking for you. He was so calm and casual. I said, oh, Mommy Whitney, we've been looking for you. Whitney fell. I said, yes. And then she fell. He said, oh, yeah, she fell. But don't worry, she'll be fine. We've taken her to the hospital. I said, okay.
You see, what concerns me is that already they are already lying to this woman. She didn't fall. Something happened to her. They were not honest with her. They didn't. Why the boss? As soon as something happened and they knew they should have tried to get her, on loudspeaker. Mama, please come, Mrs. Adeniran, please come close immediately. She should have been on that bus with her. That's why the song keeps saying, "How long will I go to suffer?" We are suffering in that contraption. We are suffering in that contraption. Please share this broadcast because it's really important. The heroine, the mom seeing the bus sped past with her daughter, not knowing her daughter was on the bus. There was no medical facilities on the ground to help with any injuries or that they will have, or something happened all of a sudden. I mean, how come somebody gets, from what we understand, gets electrocuted? I mean, let's listen on. This is harrowing.
Let's go to the hospital. Immediately, I picked my phone. I called my husband. My husband wasn't picking. His PA said he was in a meeting. I said, please get the phone across to him. I don't care who he's having that meeting with. Even if it is the governor, go and give him the phone. It's an emergency. The guy went and gave my husband the phone. I told my husband what happened. My husband said, okay, no problem. Go to the hospital. I will make a few calls and I will meet you there myself. I'm on my way already. I asked the staff, please, where is the hospital my daughter was taken to? So let him ask the principal. We asked the principal. Principal said it was Agege Central Hospital. I said, Agege Central Hospital. She said, yes. I brought out my phone. I put it on Google Map. It wasn't showing. I put it again. Agege Central Hospital. It was not showing. What I saw was Agege Central Mosque. I said, Central Mosque, Central Hospital. Ma, it's not strange. She said, don't worry, just ask around, go. They would tell you. We drove out of the stadium to the gates. We asked the gatesmen, we don't know. We asked, as we were driving, we were asking people, please, where's Agege Central Hospital? They said they don't know that. What they know is Agege General Hospital. And I called, I said, ma, is it Agege General Hospital or Central? They said it is Central, that is very close to the stadium. When we couldn't locate it, don't worry, just ask around, go. They would tell you.
The school should have made sure that she did not go on that journey on her own. Look at the way, just go. They should have been, I mean, they are happy to take the money for this student. Just think, I want you to think about this. They are happy to take the money for the student, but they're not willing to take the responsibility for what happens to her and how their parents are treated. Can you see that this system is not working? This alone, again, that's why the song in the background keeps saying, how long will I go to suffer? We are in a nation where our lives don't count for anything. Our lives don't count for anything. And it is sad. It is really sad. It is really sad that this is what is happening. And many people don't seem to understand that when we say what we're saying, when we say this is terribly wrong, that the things that we're complaining about are the things that is happening now. The schools take no responsibility. Nobody takes any responsibility for anything. The government doesn't take responsibility for their governance on you and how it impacts your life. They can't provide you with safety. They can't provide you with security. The inter-house sports should not take place without medical facilities for available ambulance, medical staff on site. That's what should happen. So you are hearing now, seeing from her, that this didn't happen. And it is terribly, terribly, terribly sad. It is terribly, terribly, terribly sad. Now she is now being made, her daughter, no mom, no parent wants to see the death of their child. We always hope and pray that the child are the ones who are going to bury, the children are the ones who will bury us when we are long gone. But the entire system, that's why we keep telling you, the entire system is such the entire system is so broken. And that's why we're saying supporting One Nigeria is actually supporting the killing of ourselves as citizens. We need to go for self-determination, a referendum. Everything that you'll be seeing is pointing to that particular discussion there. Please subscribe to Citizen AY on YouTube. Let's carry on.
We drove out of the stadium to the gates. We asked the gatesmen, we don't know. We asked, as we were driving, we were asking people, please, where's Agege Central Hospital? They said they don't know that. What they know is Agege General Hospital. And I called, I said, ma, is it Agege General Hospital or Central? They said it is Central, that is very close to the stadium. When we couldn't locate the place now, nobody we were asking knew where it was.
I mean, it's shocking.
We were not able to get
the school could not personally provide the school should provide somebody personally to go with her from the school, with the mom, from the school to the exact destination. The whole, I don't know how you see this, but it is terribly, 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 terribly sad and tragic. All what we're seeing now is so sad. It is so sad. And I'm hoping that people will actually, wake up. And these are the justifications. As much as I want, things to function, the fact of the matter is things are not functioning in that contraption. We cannot trust whatever we are told by those in government or the people who take our money to provide us with services. Because nobody is accountable, or there is no process in which people can be made to be accountable for their actions that cost the lives of the people. This is so sad. Let's listen on.
It on Google Map. I told the driver, you know what? Let's go to Agege Central Mosque. It is central. Maybe if we get to the Central Mosque, somebody will be able to help us and show us where the hospital is. That was how we left. Fortunately, on our way there, before we got to the central mosque, we saw their school bus by the side of the road. So we automatically knew that was where she was.
So by chance, she saw the bus. The school are happy to take. Listen, oh, the school are happy to take their money, and if they miss the payment, the school will say, "Oh, the child can't come." But when something goes wrong with when the child dies in the school has no decency to be the ones to get this to actually have somebody from the school go with her so that there's no delay. Go to exactly, not phoning around. Can you just think about the psychology of what I'm saying? A woman is so frightened about her daughter not being able to see her, and it's like she's been sent on a wild goose chase by these people. All they're interested in is the money from the parents, and now the child is dead. Oh, sorry, live with it. And where is the health and safety executive to ensure that the school sort of environment is safe for students? Because if it was an electric shock, why wasn't all of these are the kind of things that should not happen? In the UK, the safety issue is top priority. It's top priority. Let's listen on.
Jumped down from the school bus and I rushed in. Rushing in, I saw the woman that went with her, the staff that went with her. I said, "Madam, where is my child? What happened? Why did she faint?" She said, "I don't know." She there, and I saw my daughter's corpse.
I don't know. They have the temerity. What kind of training are they providing to the staff? A staff would say to the parent of one of the students from the school, not a stranger, "Where's my child?" "I don't know." But you're the one who brought that child from the school. One Nigeria, it actually costs lives. One Nigeria is costing lives every day. Every single day. Please share this broadcast as you're watching it. Help us grow this platform. We really need your support. The Facebook are still doing the nonsense. I will stream it there later on. But what we want to really do is to continue to build the platform and reach more and more people to be able to actually have meaningful discussions and ideas and suggestions about the way forward. But this is harrowing. The school, the way the school treated, the manner in which the mom has been treated by the school is shocking. She's paying school fees. The school fees is not only for just paying for her being in the class, to provide safety, security for that child, to make sure that her child gets back home safely. That while she's in your care, you provide safety and security for her while she's in your care. That's what the school fees is. Not for you to just take it and put it in your pocket. The song keeps saying, "How long will I go to suffer?" And that's why we're asking the question, how long? We're all suffering. This lady, she's distraught. Let's listen on.
Desola did not say anything to me.
You see?
I went in there and I met my...
Desola did not say anything to her. And look at the harrowing story she's about to narrate. Listen to what can you imagine a parent going into a place and finding your daughter lifeless? A daughter that you left eating breakfast this morning. And that same morning. Can you imagine the horror?
My daughter on her deathbed, she was already dead when I got there and I saw her. All this happened in less than 10 minutes. She was already dead. She was drenched, soaked to the skin. Water was dripping. I knelt down. I called on God. I shouted. I screamed. I felt her pulse. No pulse. I put my hand on her chest. It was deathly silent. My daughter was silent. I asked the doctor there. He said, "Doctor, what happened to my daughter?"
Again.
The woman looked at me and said, "Madam."
Can you see what I mean? We don't take life. One Nigeria has so conditioned us to not take human life to be of any value. And that conditioning impacts all of us. In the UK, the doctor would already be... There's no way a doctor would talk to you like that. they would. I mean, let's listen on.
From the way I'm saying things, is like cardiac arrest. I said, cardiac what? Whitney was 12. She was 12 October 30th last year, 2022. How done? No pre-existing heart condition. She was hale and healthy. She was not sick in any form. If she was sick, I would never allow her leave the house. If she was sick, if she had even minor headache, I would never allow her leave the house. If she was sick, I would have taken her to that school myself. But she was not sick. She was looking forward to the inter-house sport. Why was she not there? Why did my daughter die? I said, okay, even if she would die of cardiac arrest, why should one cardiac arrest kill a healthy teenager? Just one. She don't get stroke. She's not in coma. She's not unconscious. She's dead. And let me state this. By the time I got there, my daughter's lips had already turned black. Her tongue was turned black. I shook her. I held her by her shirts. That picture I see where she's lying down, I held her by her clothes. I jacked her up.
My people, how long are we going to be suffering? I want you to listen to the words of the song. I hope it works. How long? Listen to the words of the song. This is torture.
And I see her and my child fell. No response. I carried her on my body. She was flopping. She was flopping. I kept asking the staff that came with her, what happened to my child? What happened to Whitney Adeniran? This is my first fruit on earth. Me, Loyuri, oh, you are coming like Kilo Shele, mommy. Nobody could give me an answer. Not long afterward, the principal came. Other staff came. Even admin staff came. By then, my husband too was already on his way. By the time my husband got there, my husband did not even come with the mind of, because I didn't tell him. He was driving. I didn't tell him anything. I just said, just start coming. He said, have you seen her? I said, I've seen her. Just come. When he got there, he parked his car. He didn't even put it off because his mind was, okay, let me go in and pick my child. And let me state, my child was not taken to a hospital. She was taken to an immunization center.
Yay!
But that is not even my pain.
She was taken to an immunization center. That's your one Nigeria. That's your one night. She was taken to an immunization center. Listen again, oh.
Even put it off because his mind was, okay, let me go in and pick my child. And let me state, my child was not taken to a hospital. She was taken to an immunization center. But that is not even my pain.
Immunization
My
center.
pain is there was no proper first aid management. There was no proper management. There was nothing that was done.
There was no proper first aid management. What did I say? That's one Nigeria for you. I hope you find this meaningful. I hope you're watching this and share it. Please do share, because the information that we are talking about here, they are things about life and death that should really ordinarily get us all to begin to think about why we want self-determination as Yoruba nation, as Biafra's Middle Belt, because there is no medical health care available, provided for inter-house sports. And if someone dies right there, there's no resuscitation techniques, no planning. Listen on.
For her, she was brought to the hospital dead, because when her medical reports came in, it said dead on arrival.
You see, dead on arrival.
That was what her medical report said. When my husband came, he went in straight to where she was to pick his child and go to another hospital. He came in and met her dead. He screamed, shouted, Desola! That is, yes, stand up. What is happening to my child? My husband knelt down, crying, begging doctor, please help me. This is my first child. Imagine God must enjoy, shall me. I cried. I begged them. I will sell everything I have for my child to be alive. The woman looked at me and said, Madam, it is too late. Nothing can be done. She's gone. I've been asking Chrisland, what happened to my child? Nobody's telling me.
Chrisland, the school, are happy to take money. Like all the other schools, they're happy to take your money. But they provide no safety or security. And they forget that when they take the money, they are providing the safety and security whilst she is in their care. This is horrifying. This is horrifying. This is truly, truly horrifying.
Anything since on Thursday. What happened? Nobody. I'm just hearing different stories.
Can you see?
Stories.
Can you see?
They were at my house yesterday.
You see?
I told them, I knelt down. I said, please, Mas, you are mothers like me. For the sake of God, tell me what happened. I don't want to have to open up my child for autopsy. Let me bury this girl in peace and let it go. Please tell me what happened to my child. They are not saying anything to me. Oh. They are saying, oh, she's slumped. Oh, she's slumped. Oh, she's slumped. How? How?
You see, we have a broken society. We really have a broken society. And that is the sad thing about this. Our society is broken. Truly broken. For the mom to be put through this harrowing ordeal and they are still talking, they're just telling stories. I mean, it's sad. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Season A, the platform where we speak truth to power. You're hearing in the background the song I wrote called How Long Will I Go to Suffer? You see, because we are in that contraption one Nigeria, the things like that has happened to this lady, unfortunate incident happening to her child in a school that failed to provide basic healthcare, medical facilities for inter-house sports on site. She lost her daughter, and it's their fault. Listen on.
Parents are calling me. Oh, Mom Whitney, we sympathize with you. Somebody said, oh, I learned from the school authorities she was a sickly child. I said, my child sickly? My own child sickly? That is not true. I'm not an irresponsible woman. I'm not an irresponsible parent. Me and my husband, we place our children as priority. If my child complained of even a slight headache, she would never have gone to that school.
You see?
That day. She would not have gone. I would take her to the hospital immediately. Melo money. How many I get? How many I get? So I go take one, they play. How many? Chrisland up to this moment is not telling me anything. They're telling me, Kadara, go and bury her. Kadara, how do I accept Kadara?
How can you tell somebody to just say Kadara, which means accept fate, go and bury her? And you are taking care of her? Oh my goodness me. Please share this video. It's horrifying. It is horrifying to hear a mom having to narrate this sickening experience. It is sad. It is beyond sad. Please share this broadcast as you're getting it. You're watching Season A, the platform where we speak truth to power. I mean, listen. Listen to what they said to. I mean, this is.
She would not have gone. I would take her to the hospital immediately. Melo money. How many I get? How many I get? So I go take one, they play. How many? Chrisland up to this moment is not telling me anything. They're telling me, Kadara, go and bury her. Kadara, how do I accept Kadara that my first fruit, my 12-year-old, is late, is dead, out of carelessness? There was no ambulance. There was no medical doctor on ground. There was no trained personnel. Why was she drenched in water? Who poured water on her? What happened? Nobody is telling me anything. They're protecting their school integrity. I'm seeing.
So they're protecting their integrity. What's integrity? The fact that the girl has died in their school shows they have no integrity to protect. Zero integrity to protect. I mean, this is so sad. So sad. The song keeps saying, how long would I going to suffer? It's time we all work together. As Yorubas, as Lower Niger, as Middle Belt, as, and go our separate way from this contraption Nigeria. This is sad.
Some comment that is breaking my heart, but I will not curse you. I will pray for you, and I will say, the pain I'm going through, may you never experience it. This pain I'm going through, may you never. I don't have an enemy in this world, but I will not wish on my worst enemy. I pray no mother has to go through what I'm going through. IGO police, if you are a father, come to my rescue. Last suit, my daughter's body is in your mortuary. Egbamio, Eshanomio, Chrisland, what happened to Whitney Adeniran? You people will answer me. No matter what it takes. If it takes my last blood, you will answer me. You will tell me what happened to my daughter. If it is the last night before I die, you will tell me what happened to Desola. You will tell me what happened to my daughter. All this your story of she slumped is a lie. I don't agree. We see when I do my picking.
Exactly.
Tunde head nuts.
Yeah.
Oba, come to my rescue. What's it, Mama me? Oh, this love I want it for mother me. Lord, if you are a mother in this world, because I'm on my knees and you cannot, you're because pity me. Oh, I'm not asking for a protest. No, all I want is answers. I want to bury my child in peace. I need closure. I need closure to bury my 12-year-old. And the closure I want is answers. Finish. That's all I want. All I want is answers. Anybody that has answers, please. If you're a mother in Chrisland High or baby, let me ask your children what happened. Equally, I'm on my knees. If you're a mother and your child was at that stadium on the 9th, Agege Stadium, help me ask your child what they know. I'm on my knees, I'm pleading, I'm begging. Please help me. If you have a child in Chrisland High, your niece, your nephew, you are a guardian, anybody, and they can tell you truthfully what happened to Omodesola Whitney Adeniran, my first child. Please help me. I just want closure. I'm not asking for a protest. I'm not interested. I'm not asking for a protest. All I want is my child. All I want is for me to bury her in peace. I've already bought caskets. I don't agree. I don't buy casket. No problem. They say I'm not going to use my hand bury my pikin, but I'm going to use my hand bury my pikin. They say that she go bury me. But I'm not the one burying her. There is no problem. But can Chrisland tell me why a child that was hale and healthy and went to their care came back to me dead? That is all I ask for. Thank you.
Right, let me tell you.
Hello, everybody.
So, video, that's not what, oh goodness me. That's quite annoying, actually. That's not what I wanted to do at all. I was more interested in what is happening with this video. I don't know what happened there, so I once again apologize. I just wanted to just talk about the lady here before we move on. It is sad. It is really, really sad that that a mom that fed her daughter in the morning, said goodbye, I'll see you in school at your inter-house sports, gets to the same place, watches inter-house sports, maybe with her daughter dead just a few feet away from her, with her having no knowledge that there was an electrocution when she touched she went to go and buy ice cream. I mean, that's horrifying. That is horrifying. That is truly, truly, truly horrifying. So we need to help the mom. And this is one of the things why we're saying that one Nigeria is a fraud. That's why we say to you, one Nigeria is a fraud. I mean, listen to what the school are saying this. Let's, listen to this bit here. They said,
How? Parents are calling me, oh, Mommy Whitney, we sympathize with you. Somebody said, oh, I learned from the school authorities she was a sickly child. I said, my child sickly? My own child sickly? That is not true. I'm not an irresponsible woman. I'm not an irresponsible parent. Me and my husband, we place our children as priority. If my child complained of even a slight headache, she would never have gone to that school.
See?
That day. She would
There is no support from the system.
Her to hospital immediately. Milo money. How many I get? How many I get? So I go take one they play. How many? Chrisland up to this moment is not telling me anything. They're telling me, Bakadara, go and bury her.
You see?
Bakadara. How do I accept?
So how can a school tell a parent that they are happy to take the money from on a every day? Oh, take money. Oh, pay for this, pay for that. They're happy to take, collect their money. Oh, you must what's the word? Sorry, just go and bury her. Just go and bury her. It's like they want to get rid of the evidence. The same thing that the government does when terrorists kill us. The system is doing the same thing. My people, please. We have. This is why we need to go for Yoruba Nation. Everything I'm showing you now is pointing to the need for us to go for Yoruba Nation desperately and urgently, because the system is just doesn't. I feel so much for her. When the school says just, accept your fate and just go and bury her. But there is school who are collecting money from her. So they've absolved themselves of any responsibility for her death. But they won't tell her how she died. Horrifying.
That my first fruit, my 12-year-old is late.
12.
Is dead out of carelessness. There was no ambulance.
You see?
There was no medical doctor on ground.
There was no ambulance, no medical doctor.
No trained personnel.
No trained personnel.
Drenched in water. Who poured water on her? What happened? Nobody is telling me anything. They're protecting their school integrity. I'm seeing some comments that is breaking my heart, but I will not curse you. I will pray for you, and I will say, the pain I'm going through, may you never experience it. This pain I'm going through, may you never. I don't have an enemy in this world, but I will not wish on my worst enemy. I pray no mother has to go through what I'm going through. IG police, if you are a father, come to my rescue. Last suit, my daughter's body is in your mortuary. Chrisland, what happened to Desola Adeniran? You people will answer me. No matter what it takes. If it takes my last blood, you will answer me. You will tell me what happened to my daughter. If it is the last night before I die, you will tell me what happened to Desola. You will tell me what happened to my daughter. All this your story of she slumped is a lie. I don't agree. You see when I do my picking. Tunde head nuts. Oba, come to my rescue. What's it, Mama me? Oh, this love I want it for mother me. If you are a mother in this world, because I'm on my knees and you can now, you're because pity me. Oh, I'm not asking for a protest. No, all I want is answers. I want to bury my child in peace. I need closure. I need closure to bury my 12-year-old. And the closure I want is answers. Finish. That's all I want. All I want is answers. Anybody that has answers, please. If you're a mother in Chrisland High or baby, let me ask your children what happened. Equally, I'm on my knees. If you're a mother and your child was at that stadium on the 9th Agege Stadium, help me ask your child what they know. I'm on my knees, I'm pleading, I'm begging. Please help me. If you have a child in Chrisland High, your niece, your nephew, you are a guardian, anybody, and they can tell you truthfully what happened to Omodesola Whitney Adeniran, my first child, please help me. I just want closure. I'm not asking for a protest. I'm not interested. I'm not asking for a protest. All I want is my child. All I want is for me to bury her in peace. I've already bought caskets. I don't agree. I don't buy casket. No problem. They say I'm not going to use my hand bury my pikin, but when they use my hand bury my pikin, they say that she go bury me. But I'm not the one burying her. There is no problem. But can Chrisland tell me why a child that was hale and healthy and went to their care came back to me dead? That is all I ask for.
I just want to just picture the harrowing feeling that this mom is going through. It is shocking. It is sad, and this is going to happen again and again and again because of the failure of the system. There should be health and safety executive. If they're going to have any inter-house sports, have you got medical doctors? Have you got nurses? Have you got medical facilities? Have you got trained people through resuscitation? All of that. That's what they do in the UK. I mean, I feel for the parents. I really do. And I just pray that the Most High can give them the strength to endure this harrowing ordeal. But the schools system, where is the health and safety executive? If it was in the UK, they would have closed the whole place off. That place would have been sealed off completely. But I bet that hasn't happened. And this is why we're talking about the need for us to go our own way. Yoruba nation stand on its own, Biafra, Middle Belt, or so that we will build systems that will function. Nigeria does not care for Nigerians, only to take the money meant for Nigerians away from Nigerians. Nigeria does not care for Nigerians, only to take away the money, the funds, the resources meant for Nigerians away from Nigerians. They don't care. That's what the governance is doing. Let me say again, Nigeria does not care for Nigerians, only to take away the resources and the wealth meant for the very people they don't care for. That's what Nigeria is. So when they tell you to support one Nigeria, it has a cost. This is the cost. The lives. It's costing lives. It's costing the lives of people daily. So I'm her husband and I'm blessing. I really pray they have, they endure through this tough, difficult ordeal. I'm going to move on a little bit. Let's move to the next thing now. And I don't want to. The next topic for us is to talk about this issue of Nigeria decides. And I'm so sorry. Everything that we're going. I'm so sorry for the family going through what they're going through. But help us share the broadcast. Let us reach more people, and we can, we have to help all speak up. This is one of the reasons why we're going for Yoruba Nation. I mean, look at she's breaking down. I mean, it's so sad, so sad. May her soul rest in peace. Only 12 years old. Christland School, doing this again and again. Amen. Right, let's, I'm trying to collect myself. So the next topic is this one. Apparently, we're going to read through it again and talk about it. Please do share the broadcast as you're watching. You're watching Season A, the platform where we speak truth to power. Thank you very much for joining us. Subscribe. We just talked about we've just looked through the case of Blessing. Whitney. Oh my goodness me, Whitney Adeniran, who was electrocuted when she went to try and buy ice cream doing inter-house sports, and she died on the spot. And they kept the school and everybody kept her away. I mean, they kept the mom away. Let me just show you her mom. The anguish. The anguish on the mom is what gets me. The anguish. And the school do not, what is so sickening is the school did not, they are making excuses and they just say, accept your fate, bury her. Why can't they just tell the truth to a mom that that has just lost her child? Why can't they? Why can't they? These are the questions that we should be asking. And this is one of the reasons we're telling you that one Nigeria does not care for Nigerians. Doesn't. They only care about taking the resources and the money meant for Nigerians. That's all what Nigeria is for. This school is doing exactly the same thing. When the terrorists kill Nigerians, when the terrorists go into groups and kill Nigerians, the government is not interested in what happens to the people. They just want to bury them and move on. When the schools, when something happens to the school again, the schools don't want anybody to know. They don't want to get involved. Just bury them, move on, move on, move on. And that is not, that's one Nigeria. That's the one Nigeria that you're all talking about. So we need to wake up. We need to wake up. Let me just hear one of a few minutes of
I
this.
need closure.
She needs closure.
I need closure to bury my 12-year-old.
You see?
And the closure I want is answers.
Answers.
That's all I want.
Listen.
All I want is answers. Anybody that has answers, please. If you're a mother in Christland High or maybe
Christland High.
let me ask your children what happened.
You see?
Ikule
They won't tell her what happened.
If you're a mother and your child was at that stadium on the 9th Agege Stadium, help me ask your child what they know. I'm on my knees and pleading and begging. Please help me. If you have a child in Christland High, your niece, your nephew, you are a guardian, anybody, and they can tell you truthfully what happened to Omodesola Whitney Adeniran.
Whitney Adeniran.
Please help me. I just want closure. I am not asking for a protest. I'm not interested. I'm not asking for a protest. All I want is my child. All I want is for me to bury her in peace. I've already bought caskets. I don't agree. I don't buy casket. No problem. They say I'm not going to use my hand bury my pikin, but I'm going to use my hand bury my pikin. They say that she go bury me. But I'm not the one burying her. There is no problem. But can Christland tell me why a child that was hale and healthy and went to their care came back to me dead? That is all I ask for. Thank you.
They will not answer. They will not answer the question. They don't want to answer the question, and they are avoiding it. And that's why we are bringing this to your attention. So let me come back here. So now, we're going to go to the next topic now. And like I said, we condole with the family, and we hope, pray that they have the strength to endure. And but the system must, the school, Christland must answer them. They need to be truthful with them. And the health and safety executive should close that school. That the site of the incident should have been cordoned off. But in Nigeria, we know that will not happen. That's why we're telling you that one Nigeria is a disaster. I mean, it's... We'll follow updates on what's going on with the family over the coming days. Thank you so much. Let's now move on to the next thing. Now, as El Rufai. Now, the El Rufai has said, Nigeria decides Buhari cabal eyeing interim government. El Rufai says. El Rufai, we don't know how far this is true. So now, we are how many days from the election? Let's look at it. Let's go and look at the dates for the election. We are maybe 10 days or something, or 9 days from the election. Yeah. So, hang on a minute. 10 days. So we are 10 days from the election. Yeah. And now they now start talking about interim government. They are saying that we are going to move from civilian to civilian, but they're saying it may be that there's an interim government. Why? Is it the management? We don't know. We don't know which one to believe. What do you think about it? Let's read this now. Let's read this so we can give you a better context. So as they say now, the governor of Kaduna State, Nasser El Rufai, in an exclusive interview with Premium Times, said that some non-state actors have their eyes on the interim government as an outcome of the ongoing presidential election process. Again, remember, all of this would not happen had it not been for the fraudulent 1999 constitution. Abiola won the elections fair and square. and they hijacked it. And since then, we have not been able to have credible elections because they keep rigging it. Let's go on. The governor spoke about the people and forces he characterized as elements of whose patterns and conducts are consistent with the plans to subvert or topple civilian to civilian transition after the next presidential election. Now, who might those be? Who might those be? It's certainly not Southerners. It's certainly not the Southerners. We are not interested in that. All we want is to actually go. We don't want to be part of this contraption because the Constitution is a fraud. It is a fraud. So, it turned out that some of the wildest stories of conspiracy to derail the transition at best for APC to lose, preferably for the whole system to result in no election, leading to an interim arrangement, began to rear its head, Mr. El-Rufai told Premium Times. Now, this may be something that is already been, that they're planning themselves, but they're trying to create it as though it's some kind of a plan. 1 second, please. 1 second, please. Yeah, I just want to put a bit of heat on there. So, so now it says, he said he came short of naming the names. He's naming elements who he insists are not what conventional Nigerian appellation of a political cabal. The notion of a powerful cabal, according to Mr. El-Rufai, admits a level of sophistication and discipline, which the group around Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari lacks. I have no problem naming them. I'm not afraid of anybody. But for me, naming them is giving them traction. They are nothing. They are not capable of winning elections. They have no idea of electoral or political legitimacy. Oh, goodness me. Oh, goodness me. They can only hide behind the likes of President Buhari to achieve their objectives, he noted. Really, this is the man that look, it's all machinations. The Kaduna State Governor also took time to address the contentious issue around President Buhari and the all-progressive presidential candidate Bola Tinubu. When asked about the mixed signal being received from President's lukewarm attitude to Mr. Tinubu's campaign, he insisted that there are no mixed feelings. President Buhari considers APC like a child and he conceived and held it in pregnancy for 18 months and given birth to it. He will never. I'm ready to stake. He will never. I'm ready to stake my neck and my life. President Buhari will never work against the APC. All of that is stories. So you can see that they're just putting some stories out there. It's a spin. We're not going to spend too much time on it. I just wanted to touch base on it to see how you should, see what they are doing. It is not really, what's the word? It is really quite sad that we are going through a process where they've already selected the person who is going to win the election. That person has already been selected, or they're just playing a game with all of us, and that's why we're saying we must go for self-determination, a referendum, a public, transparent referendum, PTR, a public, transparent referendum is what will suffice, where we, the people, will be actively involved in that process and monitoring what's going on to stop any rigging of any kind, for us to decide via that referendum if we want to be in Nigeria or go our separate ways. And that is what we are advocating for, because everything that you've seen up to this point has indicated that those who imposed the 1999 Constitution want to take the land from the north all the way to the south and create themselves their own homeland on top, with moving us out of our homelands. It is unacceptable. So I'm not going to read any more of that, but what I will show you is the timetable, and you see the timetable dropping. Please, I want you all to be very aware that timetable is merely, what's the word? It is nothing. I mean, they've already decided who is going to be the winner of this election. They've already decided it. And all they are just doing is playing games. They're just playing games. And we need to be very, very aware. Like I said, it's 10 hours, 15 minutes, 10 days, 15 hours, 6 minutes, and 27 seconds. And in that time, like I said, after the elections, the Constitution is not going to change. The Constitution is going to remain a promulgation decree, and no changes will be made to it. And you have had Peter Obi say he will protect the Constitution. Don't take my word for it. Let us find it for you. I'll get it for you. 1 second, please. I'll get it. Yeah, so I'm going to get that for you whilst you're watching. He said he will protect the Constitution. These are things that people may not be aware. Now, if he's going to protect the Constitution, already it means that all the plans he has will not come to fruition, because that Constitution is the very thing that is holding us back. And what I'm trying to do is to hopefully encourage us all to wake up, begin to hold these people to account for what they've done to us collectively. 1 second, please. Let me just see if I can find that news for you, and you can watch it and hear Peter Obi say it. Now, yes, he will say yes. He will swear to protect the Constitution, but what he's swearing to protect is a fraudulent documentation. It's fraudulent, you know. So let's have a look at this. So we go here, so you can see it yourself, and get to understand that what they have done here is truly unacceptable. 1 second, please. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, we're gonna try and do a few more things. I'm just trying to build this up, so just bear with me. Man. 1 second. I will find it. I just need to find some of the videos. Then once I do, I'll put it up. So it's to show you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Citizen Network. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Okay, let's just go back there. I think we got it now. So you will hear him saying what is shocking, and many people may not be aware of it, and that's why we're doing and make us all understand what has been said. In terms of Peter Obi, he is going to protect that same constitution that the APC has imposed on, not the APC, the military men, the likes of Babangida, Abilita Abacha, and Abdusalam Alhaji Abubakar, Abdusalami Alhaji Abubakar. Yes, the constitution that they imposed on us, and that is the very constitution that Obi is going to sign up to protect. I want to make sure you get that information first before I proceed. It is here, but I wanted to make sure I could play it so you could hear it yourself. Let's see. I'll try again. We'll try it again. Hopefully it will come. It should be here, but I wanted you to see it first yourself, because sometimes these things really do. So let's go again. Oh, come on. Okay, so now here we go. So you will see it come up in a minute, I'm hoping. Once it does, I'll bring it in. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't want to necessarily play it immediately. So let's go here. So you're going to hear this now. I want you to hear this now. Hear it yourself. It's on Citizen AY as well. Here we go. Okay, sorry. It's on a time chain. It will come up in a minute, hopefully. Okay, whilst we're waiting, the fact that he said he's going to swear on oath to protect the 1999, the fraudulent 1999 Constitution, for me is a problem. I'm very good at listening and spending hours in one spot. That's the conditioning we need to unshackle. I wanted you to hear it yourself, but it may not come out immediately. If it doesn't, it's okay. I just wanted you to hear it yourself that, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. I don't know what's happening here. It seems to be having some sort of problem.
I have never.
Listen. Now let's listen.
And I'll say it anywhere. Please.
Listen, please, listen.
Do not vote for me because I'm an Igbo man.
Fine. Okay. No problem.
I am running this election for the office of the President of Nigeria as a Nigerian.
Okay.
Who happens to be an Igbo
Who
man?
is a Nigerian? You're not a Nigerian.
Now listen, please.
You're an Igbo man.
And
I'm a
where
Yoruba
I'm
man.
coming from.
Your ancestors
I'm
didn't call you
running as a
Nigerian.
Nigerian.
No.
And I will live and defend the Constitution of Nigeria.
Right.
He will lead and defend the Constitution of Nigeria. So again, just to remind you, for those of you who may not be familiar, I'm sure many of you are probably familiar with that. But that Constitution is a fraud, and that's what we want to. We will keep saying that, so that we can hopefully all, wake up. Because, to be honest with you, to hear him say that is actually quite sad, So this is what he's supporting, and that's Whitney's mom there, which is blessing. I feel her pain so much. Like I said, that document, it's a promulgation decree, Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, promulgation decree number 24 of 1999. That is what it's swearing an oath to protect, and that is why we need to really stand up for ourselves within our communities. We must stand up. He's going to defend the Constitution of Nigeria. At this juncture, I'm going to bring up that Constitution. See, let's see if I can get it to you. So I'm going to leave that there. So I wanted you to just hear that yourself. I wanted you to hear that. And that's with 10 days, 14 hours, 59 minutes, and 22 seconds that the elections is going to hold. And that is, that's sad. For me, I find that sad. I find it sad that this kind of thing is something that is happening in countries of Nigeria, that elections are rigged and the voice of the people has been silenced. So that's why we're doing programs like we're doing, to try and raise the level of awareness, to try and get people to really look at things and question what we've been told about anything. We've got to be questioning everything that we've been told. So what I will do shortly is, I just wanted to just make you all know that 10 days, after those 10 days, the election, they've already decided who's going to win. And your voting will not count, because many cards will be difficult to find. You'll be in Lagos and your card will be in Maiduguri or Kano or something like that, because they are intent on making sure that you don't cast your vote. And that's what's going to happen more and more in the coming days. I've managed to hear from people who are, who've got some of the cards, but some people haven't. And they are still looking for it. And it's dawning on people that everything that's been done here is optics. The reality is different. So when they say to you, oh, just go and get your PVC is not going to make a difference to you. It's challenging the Constitution that we need to do. And I want to say this. You have every right to go to the buildings, to the National Assembly and the House of Assembly. You have every right to go there and hold those who are in governance there on your behalf to account. So every state House of Assembly, you have the power. You have the power to go and hold them to account. And the National House of Assembly, you have the power to question them. We must question these people. They have lied to us long enough. They have really lied to us long enough. So let me show you this. Excuse me. It's the cold that just got to me. Oh, man. Okay. Let's go and do this now. Sorry, I'm just trying to... Okay. I did swim yesterday. By the way, I managed to do swimming yesterday. I try and go as often as I can to help with the chronic pain. So I'm doing that, and that's helping. So for those of you that are giving me moral support in doing that, I'm really grateful. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. And also today, we say happy Valentine's Day to you all. One more thing. Let's just go into the topic now. 1 second. Yeah, we're going to go to page 13, and I want you to see this, because all of this is interconnected. Every time we come on air, we will be doing this as often as we can, just so we're aware. As I speak to you, the National Assembly shall make provisions for the statutory allocation of public revenue to local government councils in the Federation. The House of Assemblies shall make provisions for statutory allocation of public revenue to local government councils within the state. All of this is showing you that the federal government and the states are in collusion, and the state government ends up sharing the money meant to be used to improve the quality of life of people in the in the city, in the villages and towns where you have the local government. So it's very, very important for us that we understand what is being done. That the elections that's going to take place is not going to change that, because after the elections, the local government will still not have autonomy. In fact, they'll get worse. So just wanted to put that out there. Excuse me, sorry about this. It's really important that we all know. We should know that all these buildings, and I'm going to keep showing as much as I can, the National Assembly and the State House of Assembly, they are our buildings, because they used our funds to build those buildings. They use our funds. So let me show you the buildings, and I'm going to say, and at almost as much as on every broadcast, we will endeavor to show those buildings to you, because we firmly believe that we cannot just accept the narrative that we've been told. We must get up and begin to challenge those things used by all manner of by all means. So let's go in here. No, okay, not that one. So let's try one more time. 1 second, please. I want to show you one more time. I'm hoping I can get it. Yeah, okay. I think we'll see it now. And I want you to just see that, because it's very important to understand it. Let's have a look. That's it. Okay, so now I want to show you this one quickly. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to find something here. Okay, so now, please, I want you to know something. All these buildings, they are the buildings that belongs to you, because it's your money. All these buildings, they belong to you. All these buildings, they belong to us, the public. So whatever the election says, we must begin to go to those buildings. The churches and the mosques, they cannot solve our problem. We need to start getting ourselves to go to this building, the building that you see in front of you, the building which is the State House of Assemblies. They used public funds to build them. They used public funds to build them, and they hold meetings on behalf of us in there. So we have a right as a citizen to go in there, to go to those buildings and confront them and demand answers as to why they're doing what they're doing, and tell them that we want them to put on the table a motion for the public, transparent referendum. That is the only way we can get ourselves out of this situation. Public, transparent referendum. Very, very important. So let me just show you this now. So what I want us all to do is, all of the House of Assemblies that you see, everyone that you see on here, every single one of them. So that's the southeast. So all of them, these are all House of Assemblies, all the way to Middle Belt, and then of course to the Kano. They are House of Assemblies that they use our funds to build. So we need to start encouraging our people that we must be able to go to those places and confront them there, not outside, but there, and we can organize ourselves and go ahead and do that. So that's what I wanted to state tonight again, to emphasize that. Okay, so now we'll come back to that later on. Oh boy, sorry. It's just that I'm a little bit tired today, so I might not finish the. I'll probably just do the broadcast. It's coming to an end anyway. But I wanted to just check something before I did that. So what I wanted you to know is that the House of Assembly, the State House of Assembly, is funded via that allocation as well. Because if they're not giving it to the local government, then they're using it for something, funding things that they should have already provided themselves, hiding behind different names and all of that. And that's why we have to go for a referendum. So the National Assembly is one that we must all, sort of walk towards centrally and say, look, this is not acceptable. We have to go for a referendum and mention the 3 key points within a referendum. Must mention it at all times. So let's look at the last one. So the last one we're going to do now, I'll probably come back later on, is this one. Let me see. Is that it? Oh, 1 second, please. There is one I wanted to show you, but I can't find it. So let's go here. 1 second, please. Let me just check something here quickly. Okay, so now this is what we want to do. Is that it? Is it there? Let me just check something here. I think it may already be there, so if it is, I want to just check. No, it's not it. That's not it. Okay. 1 second, please. 1 second. The news that we're hearing that INEC have actually the courts have told the courts have told the banks that they must accept the old notes alongside the new notes. And the bank said, no, we've changed the constitution and we're sticking by that. I'm trying to show that to you. 1 second, please. 1 second, please. Okay, so 1 second, please. Okay, 1 minute. I'll get it up in a minute. You'll see come up. Where is it? Sorry about this. I'm just trying to find. It's just gone now. I know I have it, but sometimes you just Here we go. So it should be up in a minute. Then I can then let you say it because I want you to really understand that. There we go. Okay, so let's do this now, which would be that one. Okay, so now one minute. Yeah, so now almost there. Beg your pardon. I'm keen to get this done myself, believe you me, because it is a bit nippy out and it makes it difficult to get things done. Anyway, basically, like I said before, the banks are the court has told them to allow for the funds to be accepted as legal tender, the old notes, so it can stop any impoverishment of the people. But no, they're not doing that. One president has got 22 billion naira, and people know in the north. It is shocking. So I want to say thank you very much for joining us. You're watching Season A, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'll be back later on. Do beg your pardon. I'll try and restream this later on. But the information we contained, we'll talk about Mrs. Adeniran with late Abayomi, I think is it. Sorry, with late Whitney, Whitney Adeniran, with late Whitney Adeniran, dying in the process. And of course, now we're talking about the fraudulent elections and if they're going to have interim government before, i.e., the military, and then latterly the bank, the central bank, money going missing. I'll show you a video about that where a governor was almost named. They were standing on where he was. He was named to have looted 22 billion naira. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us. You're watching Season A, the platform where we speak truth to power. I'll be back later on and be able to do more broadcasts. But in the meantime, I want to thank you for joining us. You're watching Season A, the platform where we speak truth to power. Let me just check what's going on, and I will come back later on. Thank you, and bye for now. Please share the broadcast. The song is How Long? How Long Gonna Get It Offer? You can download it on Spotify and iTunes. It's going to be on SoundOn soon. Please help us share it to reach more people. We appreciate you. Thank you for watching. You're watching Season A.